To start off the program today, I'm really delighted to announce our latest Australia-New Zealand report that we're just about to release today. Many of you in the room may be familiar with the fact that we did this last year, and I think we did it on cloud computing, and the year before we did it on high-level leadership and management. This year we're releasing a report on mobile learning within organisations, and the main reason we've taken this upon ourselves is that you've told us that you've struggled to get research and information about this particular region in Australia and New Zealand. So we took it upon ourselves to go out and do that. Our latest report, as I said, is on mobile learning in our region, how it is shaping cloud-based learning and what these changes mean for decision makers and learners. So over the past year, our marketing and PR team went out and spoke to all of you and many others and had multiple conversations about how to keep employees engaged and constantly upskilled to take on the challenges of new technology and changing business environments. We've also talked about developing a sustainable source of talent and making learning part of each employee's workflow. And mobile learning comes up more often than not in those discussions as a means to extend learning accessibility and continuity to learners. We wanted to know if mobile learning really does make a difference to employee efficiency, engagement, and ultimately improve business results. We surveyed organisational decision makers and their staff in the Asia Pacific region to find out where organisations were at in mobile learning adoption. There was a lot of talk, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk here today about it, but we wanted to dig into that and find out what was the reality and really understand if learners were getting the learning they needed. So here's just sort of a couple of high-level snippets of what we found. First of all, we had 545 responses to our survey and the data that we collected, representing more than 300 large and medium-sized companies from 16 countries, including Australia, New Zealand, China, Hong Kong, India, Singapore, and other Asian countries. 44% of those respondents were decision makers and 56% were learners. And then we split out the report, so we put together an Asia Pacific wide report, and then we split it out into the various geographies. And here are some Australia and New Zealand key findings I'd like to share with you this morning. Efficiency improvements is cited as the number one benefit of mobile learning by 70% of decision makers and 75% of individual learners, being able to access content as and when you need it on a mobile device. Mobile learning also proved to improve business results and enable new knowledge and new skills in a timely manner. This slide here shows the type of content that is being consumed by users versus that which is preferred by users. You can see there's an unfulfilled need for skills training for relevant software and tools, consistent with the rapid advancement of technology and the need for constant upskilling in this area. Leadership development is also high on learners' list of must-haves. There was a clear preference for interactive content that required participation from the learner in order to stay engaged. Now, participation and engagement was looking at video, audio, slideshows followed by question and answer sections and video tutorials in simulation. So they really wanted high engaging, high interactive content. Non-interactive formats rated lowest for delivery format, but are currently used by more than a third of organisations. I think there's a message in there about what we're doing in terms of pushing mobile content out to our learners. 63% of learners preferred their learning sessions to be less than 30 minutes. 24% preferred learning to be between 30 minutes and 1 hour. And no respondent at all came back and said that they wanted content delivered any longer on a mobile device than 1 hour. It's interesting to note, though, that learners indicated that 14% of the learning content they are currently offered is between 1 and 3 hours, telling us that improvement in this area can certainly be made. So listen to what our users are telling us versus the way in which we're rolling out mobile content today. The three greatest concerns preventing organisations from adopting mobile learning are additional operating costs, information security issues, which we constantly hear, The IT department fearful about opening up mobile devices to learning content. And then thirdly, infrastructure and network issues. Again, this is food for thought as organisations look to balance the benefits of mobile learning with the initial costs surrounding adoption and implementation, where the cost of inaction could actually be so much higher. I just wanted to share with you a few snippets there, high level of some of the detail that is going to be exposed in this particular report. You can find much further detail in our Asia Pacific regional report, so the wider report, as well as the country-specific reports that we broke out for Australia, New Zealand, China and India, if those two geographies are of interest to you as well. An email with links to these reports is going to be sent to all of you after the conference, so you'll all be able to access that once you leave here this afternoon.